Dudley Dawson back on halftime here. Hogville's very own. He's on the Lewis Automotive Group hotline as we take you through a Thursday morning and then up until 2 o'clock. Good morning, Dudley. What's going on?
Oh, just getting ready to do a little riding and watch some afternoon baseball. You know, kind of my deal.
How many people have asked you if there's going to be baseball games played this weekend? Because I've lost track.
Many. And I look at the weather reports and what they say, and you know, I give my estimation, but it's usually I don't know.
That's basically the way I try to handle it too.
Yeah, I know they'll do their best to play 3 at some time during the weekend, and it's one of those series that you need. If you don't sweep it, you certainly need to get 2 or 3, but you better get all 3 if you're going to stay up at the top with these other 3 teams.
That's for sure. That is for sure. Because so look, Texas and Georgia play this weekend, so one of those teams will fall out of the top. Tennessee's got A&M. It looked like it would be a great series as a rematch of the national championship from last year, but now I feel fear for Texas A&M in this one. And then the Razorbacks take on Mizzou. So it's like, you know, you've really got a chance here, maybe, because I think A&M's probably better than the record shows. Maybe you can take over first place by the end of this. And look, right now, when I watch this team, they've got what it takes to win a regular season championship in the SEC, and it looks to me like they're built for the long run.
Yeah, totally agree. And you know, Missouri has obviously had a tough struggle getting out of the SEC, 0-9 so far. They are coming off 2 big wins over UAPB, 25-10 on Tuesday, and then last night I watched a lot of last night's game, 8-7. They rallied from down 7-2 to beat UAPB, and so 2 great wins on a half price beer night there at Missouri Stadium on both nights.
Half price beer night. I wonder what that meant it cost. You know, they're not going to do the free concessions like Coastal Carolina,
right?
And I don't know. To me, it feels like that's a one-off thing. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Power 4 programs that are lining up for free concessions, especially now.
Too much money down off of those.
Well, I mean, come on now, Dudley. They're lopping on added concession fees too. So you got some schools going in the total opposite direction.
Yeah, it's a business, and we know now that certainly it is a professional business. We always said college sports were, a professional business anyway, and now it's definitely that with the landscape we have now.
Hey, Dudley, Final Four, big weekend coming up. Kind of handicap this for me. I know we talked before it started, you know, if Florida and Duke are playing their best, you know, who's going to beat those guys. Can Auburn beat Florida? Can Houston beat Duke? How do you see this Final Four going?
Well, I definitely think Houston can beat Duke. And, I've watched Houston play these last few years. Kelvin Sampson's a great coach. I don't think they're going to. Certainly wouldn't bet on that. I would bet on Duke getting there. But, yes, Houston can beat them. And then Auburn and Florida, you just never know what's going to happen when 2 league teams get together. Florida has played great, pretty consistent throughout the year, but obviously so has Auburn until the end of the regular season when they had a few losses. You know, the health of Janiah Broome, that's probably going to be a big key there because Florida can get you inside and outside. I've got Florida and Duke. I've got Florida winning it, and I hope that happens because I'm in one contest where there's a free 75-inch TV if you win it, and I'm in first right now. So, I'm throwing this impartiality out of the deal now. I want that new TV.
So Todd Golden the other day is talking about, you know, the game against Florida or against Georgia Auburn, and kind of where their program. He said that it's a little early in the process for us to make it to a Final Four or play for a national title. And I'm just not sure. It's just third year as the coach there. But is it really early in the process for a place that has won national titles? I mean, I'd even forgotten. This is the 25th anniversary of Florida. I think this first time Florida made a Final Four and lost to Michigan State in the championship game. Why is it early for them? Because I'm not sure if it feels like it's really early for them just in terms of the amount of time he's been there. But nowadays, it doesn't necessarily take 3 years to build a program.
Yeah, I might have bought that statement, back 10 years ago. But again, I go back to the way the landscape of college sports is now. And when you can revive that roster and return it around so quickly, he did a great job recruiting. He's got that 7'9" kid just sitting over there on the bench. But they've got plenty of height and to keep Janiah Broome and the others from getting their points, and most likely rebounds is going to be a big factor in this ball game. But no, it is not it's not too early at all. And Coach Golden, you better cherish it, because it like in 90, 94, 95 here, it seemed like it was going to happen all the time, and it hadn't happened since then. And you better cherish it. You better go out and win it. You just got to take care of your opportunity.
Hey, Dudley, have you seen any of these incoming freshmen that are going to be Razorbacks next year? And can you kind of, because I haven't seen them play, it's tough for freshmen to come in. And, I mean, you see unicorns, every so often. And Coach Cal's had some, you think Marcus Camby, Anthony Davis, Derrick Rose, John Wall. I mean, he's had some of them. Any of these freshmen, how do you kind of handicap them? How do you think they're going to impact the team next year?
I think they're going to come in and start. And I know that's saying a lot, but I suspect, obviously, that Boogie will probably go on and put himself in the NBA draft, and that Wagner, you keep hearing stuff one way or the other about him staying or going. But I think these two guys are so talented, and they're at least, a lot of people say they're two of the top 10 guards in the nation. I think they're two of the top 10 players in high school in the nation. They've both been really good over the course of their careers. They're the kind of guards that Cal likes to have in his program. They both view themselves as one and done, as a lot of high school players do these days. But I think that's a legitimate deal. I do think that they're again phenomenal players, and they're somewhat different, but both of them have the height, have the ability for it at all three levels, and I think will also, from just what I've seen over the past couple of years, they play defense too, and that's rare, really, for some of these top-notch prospects these days to do it on both ends. But I really like them both, and I know he's very happy to have them coming in, and you wonder how that's going to affect the dynamic of what's left here.
I just try to put myself in kind of the situation here with DJ Wagner and think, what is the conversation like? So thinking about with Big Z going into the portal, and I think, be like, oh, Coach, I'm going to go into the portal. I got to do this. And you think, well, are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. Okay, all right. We love you here. I hate that you're going to leave. Maybe that's best for you. That's kind of the way.
Have fun playing with your brother, because he was always headed to Illinois, and I think they got a commitment from him yesterday. So
okay, well, I mean, so it made sense, but it's also like you can. There's certain levels of effort of trying to keep somebody, and with Wagner, I would think for the coaches, because to me, he's all the things Cal says about him. He's one of his guys. There's a spot for Wagner on the team. It's just how much are you willing to take what is probably going to be a diminished role?
Yeah, I agree. And also in this day and age of salary cap, who gets what? And you still, obviously, they've got to fill out this roster with some transfer guys. And I think they're getting kind of a little late start on this, it seems like to me. But, I trust the coach since he, did it last year from scratch, obviously. But yeah, he's made it clear that he's got to go get a couple of big guys. And if you're going to mutually agree to let Z go or whatever, then you better have something in the fire there. And I'm looking forward to it. All the basketball recruiting guys will be busy, I'm sure, for the next few weeks. And the portal thing closes quicker than normal this year. So,
Dudley, I always appreciate your opinion on basketball and always respect it. I just don't understand how you're saying high school kids are going to come in and take DJ Wagner's spot, the guy that led the Arkansas team in minutes this year. Nobody could guard him. I don't see how his role is going to I just wouldn't see how he still wouldn't play 30-plus. I don't think two freshmen coming in are better than Wagner already.
Well, I didn't. Maybe I didn't get it across. I think that would be your three guards out on the floor next year if Boogie goes pro, which I suspect, and we'll see if he doesn't. If it doesn't, then you're going to have a wealth of guards there, and everybody's going to have to find different roles. But I'm just telling you, I think those guys are really good. I also think that DJ Wagner, for whatever reason, gets too much blame at times. A lot of times, he's the guy who will step up and take a shot when nobody else was taking a shot this year, and he hit several of them. Obviously missed the last one, and that's what some people remember. But I'm not saying that that he wouldn't get his playing time here. I just don't know how much he wants to share everything.
Fair enough.
I know DVH had a pre-series presser earlier today, just before you got on the show. Anything groundbreaking? Anything to report back on?
I don't think so. He knows, just like all of us, like we started this phone call saying, they need to come out and win. I hate that Parker Coyle's, not going to be available for a while. I continue to note on that. They've just got to get him healthy. Gage Wood coming, but maybe next week it sounds like he might be back in the fold and start. I guess what would amount to spring training again for him. But this offense, and while it didn't, just go nuts against Grambling the other day, this offense during the weekend has been something. And Texas scored, I think, 8 and 7 runs against Missouri last weekend, and then in the doubleheader they played, I guess it was on Saturday. I suspect that Arkansas will be able to put up a lot of runs, and you've got to feel good about the way really all three guys pitched last weekend. There were an inning or two with Gackle and Landon, but I do think that he feels good about what he's got here, and he should.
Oh, let's see here, Dudley. No Cardinal game today. So what do you got? Red Sox, Orioles, about in 30 minutes or so?
12:05, Red Sox and Orioles. Hopefully Heston will be in the lineup today. They're yin-yanging him around again. They got an injury with Colton Cowser, and you thought he'd get a little bit more time, but he's only started 2 of the 4 games since Colton Cowser got hurt. So, man, kid needs to play, doesn't he?